जय श्री राम बाबा जी।
जय श्री राम। जय श्री राम।
जय श्री राम बाबा जी।
जय श्री राम। जय श्री राम। Wait, a little move that side chair. Sit back. So we were discussing and seeing that how does the union towards Bhagavan works? How does the union works? Because it's all about union. Life is we've been we've all been trying all our life, working hard to find a union with the family and our brothers, sisters, friends, colleagues, neighbors, our pets. If you go to a travel destination, we're always looking for a union with everybody, right? A connection to meet and talk and discuss. But when do we plan to have a union with ourselves? हम अपने साथ, हम खुद को कब मिलना चाहते हैं, स्वयं को कब मिलना चाहते हैं? When? हाँ? वहाँ पे स्वयं को मिलना चाहते हैं। हाँ पे ना There's no rapid fire round, huh? So this is key, मेरा बच्चा. That's so good. I would love to start myself, to meet myself now. Now, what is the fear of meeting yourself? हमें खुद से मिलने का क्या डर लगता है? Why don't we want to meet ourselves? A fear of losing all the pleasures and comforts of the world. I may be drawn out of my daily activities. I may be not able to enjoy the meals I love. मुझे रोज का खाना शायद ना मिले. The way I cherish to eat something. Maybe the way I want to drive, the maybe I want to live, the maybe I want to wear. It is not a one-day journey. It's not a one-day journey. It's not a 1 hour journey. It can take depending on how intensity could take time. ये कोई यात्रा एक दिन की नहीं है, एक पल की नहीं है. इसमें कई सदियां लग सकती हैं, साल लग सकते हैं, बहुत कुछ हो सकता है. Today, reason we are talking about union is that I want to share a story we read yesterday from Shiv Puran, and it kept on happening when you are connected with Bhagavan, how he works for you to help you to come out of illusion. भगवान जब आप भक्त बन जाते हो तो वो कैसे आपका रास्ता खराब ना हो, पूरी प्रयास करते हैं, पूरी कोशिश करते हैं. They try their best. So this story is about Naradji. We did not completely reading it, but I enjoyed it with the chapters we read yesterday. So I thought let's share today. So Naradji goes for a sadhana. Naradji स्वयं साधना करने के लिए जाते. He goes for meditation. अब साधना करने गए. He went for meditation. After meditation, Naradji went into deep state of samadhi. The moment Naradji went into deep state of samadhi, Indradev got, as usual, got shaken. Right away, Indradev called the Kamdev and said, Bhaiya, please shake Naradji quickly. If Naradji continues the way he's continuing, maybe tomorrow he can get any boon of taking my chair. Indraraj le jayenge. Kamdev goes, does everything, fails. He tries everything, nothing happens, nothing works, he fails. Naradji gets up. And Naradji gets that realization that Indradev tried everything and failed. Now what happened? Naradji got a feeling that, oh, now I am also become Ajay. I've won over in the Kamdev's all powers. I could overcome that. And he right away goes to whom? He right away goes to Mahadev. Now the beauty is, Naradji did not realize the place he was doing sadhana was the same place where Mahadev had done his sadhana before. And this is the same place where Kamdev was burned out by Mahadev, by his third eye. अब वही जगह जहां महादेव ने साधना करी, वहीं पे जहां पे कामदेव को ध्वस्त किया, same place. And now Naradji goes to Mahadev. Now when he's going to Mahadev, he's going to tell Mahadev ki bhaiya, you got over, I also got over. I also won over. He goes to Mahadev. Mahadev understood everything. He knows it anyways. So Mahadev tells him very politely ki dekh, you have told me, don't share this with Narayan. Please don't share it. Maharaj said, I don't know why, Mahadev is thinking like that. From there, he goes to Brahmaji. Same thing. Brahmaji is thanking Mahadev internally, inside him, because he knows what is the Leela going on. And again, Brahmaji tells Naradji, don't go to Narayan. But he still goes to Narayan. And he tells Narayan everything. You see, I have also become that power. Now, Naradji realized that he has gone into ego and ahem, and not realizing that the place he was doing tapasya is already purified and taken care of that energy by Mahadev already. So there's nothing that he has done a major role. It is just the grace of Mahadev that he could overcome that. Because of Mahadev, that they could not work. So now by saying this, Naradji leaves. And what Narayan does, he creates a place on the way with beautiful than heaven. मतलब स्वर्ग से भी सुंदर शायरी. And when he's passing by, he comes to know that there is a princess which needs to get married. Rajkumari ki शादी हो, स्वयंवर होना, Rajkumari of that town. And it's a beautiful town. Now Naradji gets attracted to the town. Plus, the moment Naradji hears, oh, the princess name was Shrimati. Shrimati is Swayamvar is supposed to happen. क्या हुआ? तो कुछ याद आया? स्वयंवर में तो नहीं था. नहीं, मेरे को पता नहीं ना, एकदम से तो. So now Naradji happens to go to the king, meet with him, and he tells him, you know what, for your girl, who's the right person? A person who has win over Kamdev. Only that's the right person for you, for your daughter. He could not directly tell him. So सीधा बोल नहीं पाए और बोल के चले गए. सीधा वहां से नारायण के पास, back to Narayan. Because the thought was, I want to marry this girl. I want to marry this girl. Naradji. Bal Brahmachari. Okay, chalo. So Naradji goes back to Narayan, tells Narayan, Narayan, looking at my face, no girl is going to marry me. Swayamvar mere saath nahi hoga. So give me the body face of yours, that your charm, give me that. So that the moment she sees, she says, this is the boy I want to marry. मेरा रूप देखते ही जो उससे शादी करने को एकदम तैयार हो जाएगी, क्योंकि नारायण रूप है.
मैंने ऐसा सुना है कि वो मांगते हैं कि मुझे हरिमुख दे दीजिए. हरिमुख का एक और मतलब होता है वानर.
तो अल्टीमेटली वही होते हैं. When he comes to Bhagavan and Bhagavan says, okay, he gives the whole body, everything. Narayan, but the face was monkey. सोम जी ने बताया कि उन्होंने सुना कि प्रभु नारद जी ने कहा हरिमुख चाहिए. तो हरिमुख का अर्थ है आपकी बंदर मुख चाहिए. So Naradji did not doubt that Narayan has changed him, and he starts walking back to the where Swayamvar was happening. जहाँ Swayamvar होता वहाँ वापस चल पड़े. He also goes and sits जहाँ सब राजकुमार बैठे. In all this, there are two Shivgans who are along with Naradji. They are protectors. They're there to save him, to not get into that. Which he again doesn't realize this. Narayan only did that favor to Naradji that his brahmacharya should not get impacted by this. He was a savior for him, which he did not realize, because why is it being done to him? Later part of there. Naradji goes and sits there. Shrimati comes, she goes around, she comes towards Naradji, looks at Naradji and moves on. She did not give that Varmala to Naradji. The Shivgans which were there, said, why would she put it that to you? He started teasing him. अपना चेहरा देखो, look at your face. He looks in the water, it's a monkey face. He gets mad and gives him श्राप, राक्षस बन जाओ. We only read till there. Until that, I was thinking all the time, what level of bhakti Narad ji has attained. नारद जी ने कितनी तपस्या तप करके वहां तक पहुंचे. हाउ मच ऑफ द एफर्ट नारद जी हैड डन. All of them, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, all three are his protectors. तीनों के तीनों नारद जी को बचाना चाहते हैं, तीनों के तीनों नारद जी की रक्षा करते हैं. Why? Because he doesn't fall into the trap. Reason of sharing the story is that as Devgan, he got into that situation where he sidetracked himself of life, of his journey. His saviors started guiding him. It means that we need that kind of a bhakti, intensity of bhakti, so that Bhagavan starts guiding us. We start to get voice of our consciousness. हमारे स्वयं की आत्मा से हमें जवाब मिलना शुरू हो जाता है. You start getting answers from there. Now, what is that answer which is coming from inside? Is what the journey of oneness is towards ourselves. It's about yoga, union with ourselves. Now, easy part is that why we are discussing out today that Bhagavan is willing to help, Bhagavan is willing to guide, Bhagavan is willing to support. Right? But for getting his support, we need to start regularly getting up. If you do pranayam, wonderful. If you don't do pranayam, do your chanting regularly. Daily, regular chanting. Sitting with this so that your first step starts. Slowly, you start to rise. Your voice goes off. You shut down. You start feeling internal revolving. You start getting from darkness to light. From the light, you go further to the open part. From the openness of that, you start getting to connection to see things. And that is where if you ignore everything, don't get into trap of getting to see what you're seeing, just focus, keep it on him, and you will start you meet him. You get a union with him. And that it is easy said than done, because you really need to work hard to be able to do all these things. What does it mean? The moment you are able to elevate yourself, connect with yourself, you realize that, oh, there's no difference between me and him. We are one. But it takes time to be there. Once you realize this, then you start to do what? You just only do things which is good for others, giving it to them, telling them, guiding them, supporting them, motivating them. And keep working on yourself so that when my time comes to leave my body, I don't have challenges. मरना हम सबने है, शरीर हम सबने छोड़ना है. हम संसार में जो कुछ भी बनाते हैं संसार में, वो संसार में ही रह जाता है. आप मकान, दुकान, गाड़ी, जो कुछ भी बनाओ, परिवार बनाओ, तो भी संसार में ही रह जाएगा. Everything will be left in the world. What is that which is going to go with us is our union. Aham Brahmasmi, the journey is what we are working on. We have a question, Putr, there.
So, Naranji, when he achieved whatever he achieved, from what I understand from the story, that's like him connecting, right? Internally to the divine. If he was that connected, then why did he still have the desire to get married?
So what happened was that it is a consistent and constant part of your raising up. The only one thing he did mistake was the moment he came out of that place where he did sadhana, and when he realized that, oh, he could win, nothing got impacted, nothing could shake him. So he right away thought he's as good as Mahadev. Mm-hmm. That was the reason, oh, Mahadev, Brahmaji, and he went to all three of them. Now he compared internally himself that he's equivalent to them because he could do the same what Mahadev could do. Indra failed. So you gave yourself an ego, right?
Mm-hmm. But that's what I'm trying to understand. Like if you've reached that stage, which is what you're trying to tell us, like that's our goal. At that point, that realization would be there that there is no ego because you and him are the same. Mm-hmm. So if you're at that level.
But you need to keep working on that, right? Consistently, constantly.
But the minute he snapped out of it, he went around telling everybody, right?
He went about telling everybody that, oh, see, I did not get impacted.
Impacted by what?
The Kamadev.
What's Kamadev?
Okay. What's Kamadev, Uttar?
Cupid?
Huh?
Isn't it Cupid?
God of love. Who gets you into all flavors of life.
Mm. So he's sitting in meditation.
He did not get impacted by that. Have you heard a story of Vishwamitra? Okay. So what happens is that every Rishi, Mahamrishi, Mahamunis, in the higher state of sadhana, when they're as in human form and start to put on, at a certain stage when they reach, you get a boon from Bhagavan, and the boon could be anything. You may ask, you may not ask. It's not necessary that you have to, but Prabhu comes and forcefully says, asks whatever you need, I'm ready to give you. Now, a person may say, I need the seat of heaven, because that's the most powerful place where you can be. And that is Indradev's seat. Like, let's forget this. Let's make a more humble part of it. There are 40 students in the class, right? So one of the child who really works hard wants to become a monitor of the class. Now there's already a monitor in the class. Now this child who's working hard his focus is not to become a monitor. His focus is to elevate himself so that he can focus more and grow better for going for the classes to come. So this guy who's already a monitor, he starts to fear him. Oh, he's doing so good. Teachers are liking him. Everybody's praising about him. If he becomes a monitor, then my ego goes, oh, I lose that seat. And I obviously he has better part. I'm gone. What does he start to do? He'll try to make a friendship first. Then he'll start to make some people to beat him up. Right? Maybe he throws some money towards him. Maybe he'll throw some apsaras towards him. Right? The beauty angels towards him, so that he gets into part to that. All distractions, basically, so that he gets distracted and sidetracked and gets into that, so that his monitorship is not gone. Now, a person who's focused on education, who just wants education, the first foremost thing is the more he studies, more he gets knowledge, it also becomes, he has to become humble and polite and not get enticed by anything and not even carry any ego with that. It is said as you become a higher doctor or scientist or engineer, supremo, or even a supreme master, right? As you become higher, it is bound to become more bendable, more flexible. A tree of fruit which is bending down. So to your question, when he was connected to the divine, he had to carry that understanding, I have a blessing that divine took care of me. Instead of understanding that I've been taken care of divine, it became, I am powerful. So what is it taking away from us? That if I'm one with divine. The oneness with divine, till you're in a form, and he's formless. He's beyond the forms. He's not in the truth. You merge with him, it is done. But if you tell your child, go and do this work, go and take care of this, you send him to do certain things, and he starts to come and start thinking, you know what, I did this, I got this. Is he looking for an appreciation or is he being thankful for the opportunity? Both.
Sorry, I'm just thinking if you're in that level, where would the ego be? Wouldn't the ego automatically not exist?
If you have attained a place where your realization is consistent and constant, yes, it will not. But if you allow yourself to have a thought, that is you, not me. I'm there for you. I'm ready to help you. I'm ready to guide you. But if you start thinking on yourself, it is just a split of a thought, nothing much. If you go to the higher part, you have to go a little more deeper in this to understand this part of it. How does the hierarchy works? That is first to understand, to overcome this question. So then it is that Nirakar, Sakar, 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 and Sakar. So that just journey from the physical aspect to Nirakar, revealing himself to the world, that just me, Shiv and Shakti, part of collaboration of that is the world existence. Even Brahmaji was not escaped. He also was part. It is not in any other senses. That is what it is said, that it is easy more in Kali Yuga, but it is uphill battle, right? You know, my parents are my parents, but do we still carry the same kind of a thing and care in respect of no? There are 4 children, 3 children, 8 children, 9 children, 10 children, 12 children, 14 children, depending on the family size of child. There will be one who will be very quiet. Just keeps doing what he wants to do. Keep doing things that are happening. But still there is no replacement to the parent. Does that help? You understood there are 10 children of a parent. Now, forget you understood your parents are greater. They are what are they? Your existence is because of them. You are getting everything because of them. Are you anytime comparable to them?
What perspective?
Comparable. That you're not the parent now. There's no difference between you and me. In the world of air. Okay, we'll come back to this part again because there's a missing piece on that side. And the missing piece is of understanding how hierarchy works and what level of it. Now, it is like if I have created the world, if I'm a creator and I've created everything, but Mahadev created everything. If it is my creation, You go, if all of you are my creation, do you go above me, equivalent to me? How would that work? You created a company. You are the owner of the company. All of us are your employee. I work very hard. He works very hard. She works very hard. We all work very hard towards it. We realize this, that company needs that hard work. We've all put our heart and soul in this. And one day we start feeling we are the boss. I'm equivalent to the boss. Is that fair?
It's not about being fair or not. I mean, there are employees that can take over the company realistically. That has happened.
You're still in the flow of taking over a company is a material. Taking over a creation is not a material.
No, I agree. That's why I'm not.
So that is what I'm saying. Now here, I give you an example of understanding that if we are all employees of yours, you are the one who created this company to run over. So that means we have the power to take over the company. Now you're telling it.
They have. That's in the world that has happened.
That's the word it is happening. Yeah. And realistically, that means the weakness lies either with the owner. He doesn't realize that. Or he's a greedy who wants to get over with the money. In spiritual, in this part of Nirakar, that is not the journey.
No, I mean, I would never say that I can say, well, I'm Nirakar. No, like as in like take over. No.
Exactly. Right. So this is where the Naraji had said, I'm as good as Nirankar.
And what I'm asking is that when you're that connected, I would assume that you have so much.
You can still fall with one thought. You can still, this is where you need a consistent and constant working on all the time of realization that I don't exist till I'm in the body form.
So that was Satyug time? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, maybe before that all.
No, my point was that if those Devi Devtas or whatever you want to call them were so prone to that, we're like nothing. Like, how would we ever?
Thank you. No, but that doesn't mean, here it is. So if those Devi Devtas who were in that time period had to go through whatever they went through, but there are certain people who have elevated themselves, realization that is that there are few people who rised above that. Not everybody rised above that.
And that was that time. Like you said, this is Kali. Like, I feel like, would we...
So as of today also, so you must travel to places within India today, so-called, it's actually Bharat to go by, or any parts of Himalayas in that whole area, whether you go to Nepal, you go to Tibet, you go any part of there. So you will realize that there are places where there are saints living for 400 years, 200 years, 300 years, still existing and living in the world. Now, there is also be that Mahavatar Babaji is over 2000 years. There's a saint, Mahasaint. If you go to Kedarnath. So from Kedarnath, there's another way of ashram goes up to Mahavatar Babaji's place. So, Kedarnath. आपका बद्रीनाथ से कनेक्शन है? मुझे पता नहीं प्रभु आप. This is what I've got, Prabhu. So it is his will and wish if he wants to come and meet you, not our will and wish. It is his, because he's there, but he's not there. Because he decides whom he wants to meet. He decides who wants to guide. Similarly, there are many saints today also. They are still working non-stop. They find an opportunity to always be in that state of mind of divine. They don't want to open their eyes to come out and eat. There are people still today, there are places where they go and take shower and you won't even see the body. You will see the water falling. Somebody has gone into the river, taken a shower and come out. You'll see the water there on the ground, but it's not there. You don't see nobody. There are places people come, you will see that there is a light gone into the water and come out of it. Mansarovar. The understanding is, that is where it comes, that the knowledge is key. That is out of the abstractions of knowledge is wisdom. To your standpoint, even if you become one with divine, but that is your consistent and constant part of realization. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. As you said, it is, oh, those people fail. How can I fail? But there are so people who took over the company also, right? Not everybody could take over the company. So, have people stopped doing that? No. See, this is, don't get yourself pushed back by this, that, oh, if Satyug people failed, who are we? Now you're telling yourself I'm a failure. No, I'm a learner. I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to work harder to overcome objections. I'm going to work harder to make sure till I get my union, till I get to know I am the same as you are. And the moment you get the realization, you melt. You're finished. You're done. The moment you see that light in front of you, it's done. That is where you see, if you read about Adi Shankaracharya, at what age did he start and what age did he leave the body? Within that span of time, he traveled by foot all over India. That India was not like this part. Nepal, Tibet, all that huge, it was a huge belt. It was all one, those parts. Why it is said that the yogis, they are differently worked. The people who come for a messenger in the world, they don't live for a very good time. They do their part. They are sent as people on the earth to do things. It is very, very hard to make sure that when we take a milk, we nurture the milk such a way that all that cream comes out. Now we need to preserve that cream. Either we beat it and keep it, make a butter out of it. Now more water is gone out of that. The more it becomes, that it becomes more perishable now. From milk to cream becomes more perishable. Now when you take the cream, again you need to beat it up to make that butter. It's now more perishable, now all purified, more better. Now from the butter, now you want the more purified bite of butter. Now you need the heat. That is where the burning starts. That is where the flame starts. So that now every particle, every single particle of that butter starts to open up. Changes the color from white to, it still creates, it still keeps its grainy part. Remember this. It doesn't lose the grain. If you make a purified butter, it will not lose the grain part. The grain will still exist. But now, after burning for so long, it is purified. Remember one thing now. To your question of Narad Muni. Now you need to preserve that in a right manner or use it in a right manner. It's up to you. You got that. But the moment you touch it with something which can give it fungus, it is done. maybe a drop of water left in that. A spoon which was not clean, hit with that. That purified butter which is burned and purified can also get affected. It's purified. Not chemical based, because chemicals based will not let you know that, oh, you leave a spoon. If it is a purified butter, it's done. अगर आपने दूध से क्रीम, क्रीम से मक्खन, मक्खन से घी बनाया है, वो घी में अगर केमिकल्स नहीं है, तो अगर आपने उसको खुला छोड़ दिया, पानी की बूंद पड़ी, गलत चम्मच लग गया, उसमें फंगस लग जाएगी, खत्म हो जाएगा. That is what Narad Ji was impacted by. After reaching that also, you need to keep yourself tight till you leave my body. So it is only blessed opportunity with human beings, not with Devtas. Devta doesn't have an opportunity to get moksha. They don't have. You have. They don't get moksha. They need to keep working. They keep rotating. They can take a form, but they will go back to their body form. You have an opportunity to merge back with him. They don't. They still carry fear. But that is their illusion. They are Devtas, immortal now. They've got nectar. But you as a human being, all of us as a human being, have an opportunity to have that little light back merged. Done. That is where the union is. That is where we need to work hard to see that light inside me. Not when I focus, when I sit, when I do my dhyan, when I do my sadhana. मैंने ध्यान किया, मैंने साधना की, I start to get that brighten up. I start to get that up. I rise above that. I start to lift myself. I start feeling everything around me is beautiful environment. I'm amazing. I don't want to open my eyes. I don't want to see anything else. I just want to see you. I just want to be with you. But the moment I open my eyes, I still want to be able to see you. Imagine how hard we need to work to constantly see him with his eyes also. And that is the pleasure of being with him. And that is you know how a little baby, when small baby is always with the arms of a mother, he always wants to be there. Just all the time, that cuddling of a baby is what I want Baba to do me all the time. I don't want to lose that. But the moment I get into Baba's arm, I hug him, I play with him, do whatever, and I start thinking I'm Baba, I've killed myself. I've ruined myself. I'm not Baba. It is your grace who was giving me the opportunity to be able to do what you want us to do. I'm nobody. My existence, my ego can be thrown like a glass in one split second. Is it not? This cup I have, the moment I start thinking anything, it's broken, done, finished. It is only protected till the time I'm handling it well. I'm holding it nicely. I'm taking care of it, regularly washing it, securely keeping it, securely using it, securely making sure it is clean. It's difficult, mera bacha. A little crack will finish it. That is what Narad Ji did, being a Devta also, being a son of Brahmaji also. It doesn't mean, but we still have an opportunity to get back merged with divine. And to get that union, we need to work harder.
बाबा जी एक क्वेश्चन है.
हाँ बच्चे.
बाबा जी आपसे अभी ये बात के ऊपर है ना, बहुत अपने आप को वर्क करना है. So many distraction comes. जैसे आपने कहा है कि गिवर रहने का. So recently, for example, अभी हम in company of good, मैंने same mindset people के साथ रहने से, I mean we grow, but sometimes different people with different mindset रहते. तो recently अभी लगा था कि होली है, ठीक है, gather करेंगे. So many people came, different mindset. So पहली बार रहना कल सुबह मुझे ऐसे लग रहा था कि है ना मेरा सर पूरा भारी था एंड वाज कंटिन्यूअसली थ्रोइंग अप, कुछ खाने का मन नहीं कर रहा था। बाबा से है ना मेरा ध्यान भी है ना बैठा नहीं जा रहा था, कुछ नहीं हो रहा था। आफ्टरनून तक मैं कुछ खा नहीं पा रही थी, मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा। सुबह भी बाबा के साथ बैठी थी तो नहीं हुआ था। तो इज दैट ए डिस्ट्रैक्शन क्रिएट और सम व्हाट हैपन, मुझे कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा। सुबह भी बैठ कर है ना मुझे बहुत लग रहा था क्यों मैं कर नहीं पा रही, क्या हो रहा है अंदर, समझ में नहीं आ रहा है। इज समथिंग मैंने
I'll tell
किसके
you. We'll make it easier for me. So what happened was when started people coming over to you, है ना? So you did with the right intention कि सब आए, हम मिलकर होली खेलेंगे. We'll all play Holi together. I read that beautiful. Right? Now, once you open a door for invitation, you cannot expect that everybody else will come with the same thought process.
Yes.
As Baba written in Science Literature beautifully, Baba says, if you tell a snake or a Scorpio, they have their job to do. You can't change their job.
Yes.
And you cannot. So you did a part of where you invited people, let's have a celebration. People came, we had celebration. Now there would be some people who did not come with the intention of playing Holi. They just wanted to come and see what's happening. Hopefully it's new planning to nahi hai koi. है ना? So some people came with that. So you maybe got noticed by some thoughts. You heard something, you saw something. So the moment you heard and saw something, but that went inside you, nobody else. So you could not wash that away. Since you could not wash that away, it stayed with you. So the moment it stayed with you, it became heavier or no more lighter. Because those thoughts were bugging you, you could not sit for sadhana. You could not do anything else. You could not feel hungry because you're already feeling filled. So if you release yourself, you'll be fine. If you would have heard whatever you heard and you would have let it go, कि मेरा काम है जो आए आनंद ले खाए और जाए. Let them come, have good time, let us celebrate, and it's fine. They came for their job, I came for my job. Done. सिंपल है पुत्र. अगर आप किसी को अपने दिल में जगह दोगे तो दूसरे की प्रॉब्लम थोड़ी ना. अगर आपने किसी को बोला तो वो तो आपकी प्रॉब्लम है. भाई एक सीधी सी बात है मेरे बच्चे. लेट्स वेरी सिंपल एंड देन विल गो फॉरवर्ड. राइट. आई हैव अ कप ऑफ टी. चाय का कप है, खाली है, बट डोंट वरी, माल लेना यार. तो ये चाय का कप मैंने लिया, मैंने स्मिता के सिर पे डाल दिया. तो अब स्मिता के दिल पे डला तो रीटा ने बोला, अरे बाबा हम भी हैं, मेरे को भी डालो. आई ऑल्सो वॉन्ट. अब पर दूसरी तरफ स्मिता स्टार्टेड थिंकिंग, अरे मैंने चाय डाल दिया, मेरे कपड़े खराब हो गए, मैं अब ऐसे कैसे होली खेलूंगी. तो अब गलती क्या है? चाय गिरी ना, उसको रंग समझ के आनंद ले लो और बाद में जाके बदल लो, नहा लो, हो गया. या सारा दिन सोचते रहो मेरे पे चाय क्यों डाली, मेरे पे चाय क्यों डाली, मैंने क्या किया था, रंग के लिए तो बुलाया था, चाय के लिए थोड़ी ना बोला था. ये अंदर चल रहा है, बाहर नहीं. बाहर तो सब अच्छा है. We need to be careful what we let things go inside. Anita, where is Senthil Raja?
Anita is muted.
Anita is muted.
गुरुदेव आपने कुछ पूछा मुझे?
नहीं, मैंने कहा चाय गिर गई, घबराना नहीं.
नहीं, वो होली का रंग था.
अनीता, यू आर म्यूटेड मेरा बच्चा.
Sentila's appointment, he got only one slot, so he took it, so he couldn't attend. I thought he's on the phone, he's attending.
Is he? Okay. No, don't worry, mera bacha. We'll. Okay.
He had a slot he had to take.
No worries, no worries. So, mera bacha, my request to all of you today is that please take your time to connect to yourself. आप अपने आप को स्वयं को जोड़ने का प्रयास करें. Work with yourself, please. That will help all of you. The more you are inside, it will be easier for you. But don't let everything go inside. Right? How Nalini did. आपने बोला आने दो, आपने बोला आने दो, आपने बोला आने दो. What happens when you overeat? Whenever you overeat, huh? So I was saying, what happens when you overeat? Nishi is like, you become like me. No. Once you overeat, you start feeling dizzy, vomits, right? Everything has to come out now because there was overeating. So let's not do overeating. Let's only take what we can chew, enjoy. What is not, don't take it. Let it be, so that you don't get disturbed by yourself inside. Don't let your peace go. Stay connected with him because he's the one who can do anything and everything. He can help you. Shai mera bacha. Chale, ready, yeah? Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Shri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj ki jai. We'll work on oneness. Sai Ram mere bachche. Sai all. Sai.